What's up, YouTube? It's your boy Dynamo22 here, and I figured I'd just throw up a quick update video just to kind of let it be known that I'm alive, even though I probably won't upload for who knows how long, which isn't anything new. But what is new is I have a few new subscribers, so that's kind of why I wanted to, just post this, even though it's kind of a meme to like have a YouTube channel that's more update videos than not update videos. But some of you came from the Poke-Aim Aim Higher series where my Ladian sweep was featured, so I appreciate Poke-Aim for that. That was really nice. I mean, I've been using Ladian on YouTube for, I don't know, like 5 years maybe longer. It's kind of almost by accident become my signature Pokemon, but I mean, obviously only like 10 people ever saw it before that, so I really appreciate, if nothing else happens with this whole channel, I got physical Swords Dance Ladian, whatever, like 17,000 people saw that video. They saw, as bad of a Pokemon as Ladian is, it's not completely hopeless. There's no Pokemon that's completely hopeless if you put your mind to it. And it's almost kind of funny because I actually stole the idea of Swords Dance Ladian from a stream I was watching a long time ago. No idea who. It wasn't even the streamer who used it. It was their opponent. And it was right when 5th Gen came out. And I knew it had Iron Fist as its ability. And obviously its signature move is Comet Punch, but that's so worthless. But I actually saw it put in some work, so I said, I'm going to use it. I love Ladian. It's one of my favorite Pokemon. As you can tell, 2nd Gen is my favorite gen, which is what's going on in the background here. But anyways, I didn't see their whole set. I just saw Swords Dance and Drain Punch. I said, we can work with that. And so, anyways, that's the history of me using Ladian. But the other new subscriber is Pyrotaz, and that's just because he's a cool guy. So if you're somehow are watching this video but haven't heard of Pyrotaz, you should definitely check him out. And anyways, since I was making a short video because, just for the sake of making a video, and I didn't really have time to throw a team together or anything and do like an actual showdown live, that wasn't really the point of this. I figured I'd show you what I have been up to just as an excuse to kind of brag a little bit, because when I get, like an hour or two of free time at night, I like to just play Pokemon, and I don't like to think about it that much, so I don't like want to do competitive, and I don't really want to like fight the battle tree where the comms hacks you out in stress. I just want a nice, relaxing Pokemon. So I've been going to 2nd Gen for that. But once you beat the game, there's not a whole lot of story. So this is what I've been doing instead. I'll just show you real quick. I have been encountering Drowsies. Just kidding. But the reason I've been encountering Drowsies is because I've been shiny hunting, kind of my version of shiny hunting. So anyways, while I was playing through this game, just for the sake of beating the game, because Silver is the first game I ever had, and I love that game, obviously. All my favorite Pokemon are Johto, more or less. Obviously, you can find a lot of canon Pokemon in 2nd Gen, and they're just the OGs. So I do like several Pokemon from other gens, but if you look at my like top 20 favorite Pokemon, probably like 16 of them are Johto. So yeah, I was just playing through because they released the Virtual Console, and as I'm sure all of you who are old enough know, the actual copy of Silver I own, the battery died, so it doesn't retain the save file, which is always tragic. So I mostly bought this just because I wanted a save file that would actually keep. But also, the very nice thing that cemented my purchase was you can actually trade Pokemon up from this version of 2nd Gen, even though you can never trade Pokemon from 2nd Gen to 3rd Gen, which always bummed me out, even though the Game Boy Advance could hold the Silver version in it and play it. You couldn't transfer or trade Pokemon to 3rd Gen, which was tragic. So now that when you actually find a shiny Pokemon in this version, one, it's not deleted by 1990s technology failing, and two, you can transfer it to a newer game. Well, one, it'll actually be competitive because there's no natures in this game, so you can set your own nature when you transfer it. And two, it has its hidden abilities, so that obviously it's one of the easier ways to get competitive shiny Pokemon prior to 8th gen, outside of the fact that it's 1 in 8,000 odds, which all shinies are prior to 6th gen, which was the first time I ever actually caught a shiny, by the way. I played Pokemon since I was a kid, never actually caught a shiny until X, even though there's still like 1 in 4,000 odds there. But since then, I've caught quite a few more just going back and playing some of the old games, which is funny because obviously I played them a lot more hours back then, but my luck's been better recently. So yeah, I was just in Kanto. Literally, I just wanted to find a Chansey for the Pokédex. I wanted to catch a Chansey. And I was walking around in the grass, and all I could find was Noctowl. And I said to myself, I am going to find a shiny Noctowl before I find just a regular Chansey at this rate. And it turned out to be true. I literally found a shiny Noctowl. So the next shiny that I found while I was playing through the game, was literally just looking for a Pokemon for the Pokédex. I wanted a Apom, and to get Apom, you have to headbutt a tree. And so I just went to some trees. I didn't even know which trees Apom were in because I don't like looking things up. I think it's more fun if you just play the game and discover surprises yourself. And I found this. It fell out of the tree. This was the first Pokemon I encountered. And I was looking away at the time because I often am, distracted while I'm just messing around with Pokemon. And I didn't see the little sparkly things. I just saw the color of the Kakuna when I looked back. And I just felt like it seemed off, but not so off that I could tell whether it was just the second gen sprites looked different or if it was actually shiny. So I said, you know what? I'll just catch it. And if it's just a regular Kakuna, that's how they look in second gen because I hadn't obviously encountered one in a while, then, it cost me 1 Ultra Ball or whatnot, because if I'm treating it like a shiny, then I have to, not just mess around with regular Pokeballs, have to actually make a serious effort to catch it. And boy, was I surprised when I checked it after I caught it and it was legitimately a shiny Kakuna. So I had not beaten Red yet at that point. I hadn't caught Ho-Oh yet at that point. I was just playing through the game normally, and I found these 2 shinies. And the thing about shinies in second gen that's so great is it's the only gen where you can actually breed the shinies to get more shinies, because your stats are based off of, I said that the wrong way around. Your shininess value is based off your IVs. And so obviously when you breed, you pass the same IVs, so that increases the chance of being shiny. But breeding works a little bit different in second gen, where you pass a certain stat and then you have a 50% chance to pass the other stat, or the other 50% is it's that stat plus or minus 8, depending on whether you're higher than 8 or lower than 8. But yeah, so the way to get a shiny in second gen is 3 10 IVs, and then 1 other IV has to be 2, 4, 6, 9, 11, 14, some random, lots of numbers, but not all the numbers. So you basically have a 50% chance of getting 2 10s automatically. So then you just need to roll the other 10 naturally, and then you just have to hit one of the half the numbers that you need for the other stat. So that's why the Kakuna and the Noctowl are level 30 and whatnot, because I've been trying to breed them. And that kind of gave me an appreciation for boosted odds shinies, because before when I'd see something oh yeah, if you fish here 300 times in a row, you have a 30% boosted shiny chance from normal. Well, it kind of defeats the purpose if you're making it 30% boosted. But then I started doing this method because you have to start from a legitimate shiny, so it feels more valid to me. You can't go from 0 shinies to 1 shinies with this method. You have to have already got a shiny before you can do this. So that's just my crazy rules for my own enjoyment. But Yeah, that's how I learned to appreciate the fact that so it only passes the stats from the opposite gender. So you have to have the whatever percent odds that you are a baby of the opposite gender. And then after that, you have a 1 in 64 odds. So it's roughly, if it's a 50% 50% gender Pokemon, it's a little less than 1%. And that's like 800 times normal odds. So if you boost 800% or 800 times the shiny rate from full shinies, it actually turns out to be 99% chance to still not be shiny. So after hatching a lot of eggs, I quickly learned to appreciate the value of all shinies other than the ones that are like the ultra wormhole shinies because they're boosted even more. They're like, you can get up to like 30% odds, which I mean that actually does basically defeat the purpose. But yeah, so the other thing about this game is you don't have flame body, so the eggs take forever to hatch. And if you want to breed a shiny that is not the same species of shiny that you already have, then you have to breed it with, a male shiny and a female of the other species. And so if you get a female shiny, it's less valuable than if you get a male. And also, your odds of laying an egg are decreased when they're two different species of Pokemon. So yes, it's actually much more difficult than I originally, suspected when I started trying to do this. And the only one I've successfully done is this Kakuna because it was a female, so I could just breed it with another Kakuna and I could at least hatch eggs faster. And that's how I found out that shiny Weedle in second gen looks different than every other gen. And the normal Weedle in second gen is actually what they made the shiny Weedle in the other gen. So that was very confusing a bit at first, but also just a cool second gen fact that I found out through playing this. So I was just breeding eggs, and while I was breeding eggs, obviously, I was going around this route at the daycare center with 50% Drowsy encounter, and I came across a shiny Drowsy, which I knew what shiny Drowsy looked like from Pokemon Go, so when I saw the purple, I was like, oh my gosh, it's a shiny, even though, once again, I would say across all the generations, 90% of the shinies I've found, I've been looking away from the screen when they actually pop up. And so I'd always miss the sparkles, but I saw the purple, I'm like 100% shiny Drowsy. And shiny Drowsy, I think, is one of the cooler looking shinies. I think that's a really nice color of purple. I don't know about Hypno as much, but I don't actually have a shiny Drowsy in Pokemon Go, despite it being much higher odds. So I was really psyched to get the shiny Drowsy just randomly biking into the grass next to the daycare center while I was picking up these eggs, trying to breed shinies at 1 in 120 odds. Instead, I got the full 1 in 8,000 odds shiny. So that was a nice, pleasant surprise. And the very next time I was playing, I found the exact same thing. I just randomly walked into the grass. It was another shiny Drowsy. And that's when I found out Drowsy is a 50% encounter in this route, because obviously, like, I only have 4 shinies in the whole game and I got duplicates. What are the odds of that? I mean, I guess I could tell you, but I don't feel like doing math right now, even though I'm an engineering student. And so that was kind of a bittersweet. 1, always good to get a new shiny. 2, it's a duplicate, which kind of hurts when you don't have that many to choose from to be a duplicate, yet somehow you hit that. And 3, on this route is Ditto, and if I'd found a shiny Ditto, that's like the holy grail in second gen, because 1, it can breed with everything, so through the boosted breeding method, you can literally choose any shiny in second gen. And 2, the way Ditto works is it always passes Ditto's IVs, so you don't even have to do the hope for the right gender part of the thing. It's always a 1 in 64 chance, so that's a little less than 2%, which again is incredibly achievable, even if it takes a long time. Like you're basically gonna get it eventually. Well, I mean, you could say pretty much twice as fast as if you have a 50% gender. That would be the math on that one. But anyways, so I had two shiny Drowsies, and I decided, you know what? I am not encountering Pokemon in this route anymore. It's 50%, and I don't need, if I find another shiny, a third Drowsy. At least with two, I can keep one on Silver because I love the sprites and the sparkles in Silver, so it kind of makes it hard to choose whether to transfer them or keep them here. So now I can keep one on Silver. They're both male, so I can keep both of them for breeding. As you see, the other one's like level 33 because I've been trying to breed shiny Smoochum with it because Smoochum is 100% female. So for Smoochum, you don't have to worry about that part. You just have the 1 in 64. And same thing, I have had no luck yet. So it's really not as easy as I'm making it out, but that's part of the fun of actually getting it eventually. And so I went up to the one other route that has Ditto on it, and I figured I would, try and search there. So if I got a random shiny, could be like Nidoran or whatnot, and that's where I found this masterpiece, which not only is one of my favorite shinies in all of Pokemon. I think one, Yanma on its own is a really cool design that you don't really see with a lot of Pokemon. Like it looks very unique, and I've always been a big fan of Yanma's design. And two, the blue on it is really crisp, so I was really excited. This was like one of the 10% of shinies where I actually did see it come across the screen as blue and sparkle, and I was like freaking out because that's like the shiny I pretty much most want in this game, if I had to be honest, without doing a full rundown. And I looked it up afterwards just because I had been biking in that area a lot. I hadn't seen very many Yanmas. And Yanma itself is a 1% encounter rate. So being that this is a full odds shiny Yanma in second gen, that is a 1% times the, 1 in 8,000 percent chance to find a shiny Yanma. And so this is easily the rarest Pokemon I own, and quite possibly the rarest shiny in Pokemon if you just consider shininess as part of the rarity and not like in 8th gen, if you get like a 1 in 1,000 mark on a shiny. Even the fact that like shinies can be like 1 in 512 in 8th gen if you boost it all the way up. The math on that might or you could just be like me the other day and I found a marked shiny Magikarp despite not having any of the shiny boosting things for Magikarp, as in I haven't fought 50 and I don't have the shiny charm and I don't have any of that. So that was a fun find. But anyways, if you don't count any other things other than just whether they're shiny and how hard it is to find them, I think this might be the rarest shiny in all of Pokemon, because I mean obviously there are other things that would tie it, but I don't think there's anything rarer than a 1% encounter rate. I don't think there's any 0.5% encounter rates in Pokemon. You could like say the legendary dogs maybe, because you only encounter them once. You have to restart the whole game if they're not shiny. But I mean that's a weird way of thinking about it. But I just wanted to kind of show this off while I was looking for an excuse to upload a video anyways. And that's all my 100% legit shinies. I just passed 100 hours of gameplay on this file. I had all of these before I hit 100. And I'm at almost 900 hours on Soul Silver, and I don't have any shinies on that game. So luck is just a crazy thing. This Typhlosion is not shiny. It's just my starter. Stays in my party the whole time, never goes in the box, because I'm one of those kind of players. It's not shiny, but it is female, which is, like a 12% chance. So I don't know, like just the RNG in this game is really whacked out or something. I actually whited out on the first route because I missed 4 straight tackles and I lost to, a level 2 wild Pidgey or whatever. So I don't know, just the luck on this file has been crazy. But that's all I had. I've been thinking about getting into VGC, even though I would have poo-pooed that for years and years and years if you had asked me earlier. But just between, you know, watching some VGC battles with the WBE and kind of seeing what they entail on 8th Gen, and the fact that, you know, Game Freak doesn't care about singles, so they went all the way to kill them in 8th Gen, and probably just to make people like me try VGC. Well, I guess it worked, kind of. I played like 10 games on Showdown just to try it, and it was kind of fun. Obviously, I don't know what I'm doing. So if you'd be interested in a VGC from a idiot singles player who doesn't know what they're doing upload, I've considered that. I've considered getting into some of the lower tiers. I've considered trying OU just for the heck of it. Obviously, I'm always up for Challenge Cup and, you know, silly things like that. So if you have any sort of specific game mode tier, anything you'd like to see from my next upload, whenever that is, again, could be months, could be over a year. It just depends on when my life allows it. It's not really whether I feel like it. I always loved playing Pokemon, but, you know, things just don't always cooperate. So that's all I had. Hope you have a wonderful day, and I'll see you when I see you. Bye.